Okay. So some maybe rapid fire individual tickers here. Okay, you know this one's coming. Palantir, what happened?
So today we have comments for the first time from Ark Invest, Brett Winton talking to Meet Kevin and explaining why they have sold entirely out of their position in Palantir. You'll see with their cost basis, it was actually in, what was it? It says right there about in the 20s, and they completely closed their position in the range down here, as you'll see in the about $14 to $10 range, completely closed out of their position at a massive loss. Ark Invest finally explaining verbally and orally, I guess you could say, exactly why they did that. Listen in.
Sure. I mean, like I described, as we're in risk-off periods, we tend to consolidate the portfolios. And so, we had some concerns about their competitive positioning within the government space, and we had better risk money elsewhere. And so it's not, when you're making a decision to like consolidate a portfolio, it's not like those are easy decisions, but you look at kind of like the risk return profile for all of your positions and say what's lowest on the stack rank relative to something else that we think has comparable upside.
That makes sense. So in risk off periods, to make this simple, basically when prices are going down, narrow into the ones maybe you have the most conviction in. That's what you're saying?
Exactly. Yeah. If we have a better edge somewhere else, then we'll operate somewhere else.
What did you think about their idea of investing into SPACs to the Palantir to basically try to VC partner with them and then get that software contract? Was this a little bit of a gimmick? Was that strategic? Or is the bigger focus on government and maybe their government activity not growing? Because that is something that stayed stagnant.
So an interesting response from Brett Winton here about it being the government side, that they were worried about, saying how their product used to be differentiated and now they don't see it as much, how the government perhaps now is looking for multi-sourcing instead of, I'm guessing what he was referring to there was single sourcing with Palantir, and the government may not be completely aligned with what Palantir is doing anymore. I think that is definitely a take I will have to consider more on, but it appears that it's the government side that has dissuaded their investment, but that's just one piece of the puzzle. The larger piece of the puzzle being they are concentrating to their highest conviction names, their highest conviction positions, and Palantir happened to be below that line, below that cutoff, and it got cut off. He's saying bullish on the technology. It's a great company. It obviously met their conditions for such an investment, but however, they were cutting it with what they saw leading up to this quarter, but also after it.
Yeah, I think for us, it's more I think that they had a really differentiated product in government a few years ago, and then their competitive positioning has diminished, and then those government contracts, I think that they've shown a higher interest in multi-sourcing. So it's an interesting company. I think that the technology is super interesting. We're very bullish on AI generally. I think that the marginal competitive weakness on the government side just left us with other places to go.
So that's pretty much all to share right now. It's an interesting take. I think Ark Invest, they definitely know what they're talking about. However, I think putting too much weight on the government side is not really what you want to be doing. And of course, you have to respect the seasonality of the business. And if there is a lot of seasonality, you could be misidentifying growth rates or stuff like that if you're only looking at Q3 and Q4 compared to when we've seen historically the contracts come in for the government, get renewed and the like in Q1 and Q2. So keep that in mind. Wanted to share this video, this quick clip, get it up as fast as I can. I've been watching this live so that you can get the analysis from Brett Winton being asked. Big thanks to me, Kevin, for asking it. And here is the answer. So thank you for watching. Until next time.